Hello, welcome back. This is Charlie. We're working on the next signature for the album that I've been building, and I am making sure that this video is going to continue this time so that you can do the build with me. All right, so here we go. This is what I'm using this whole page, and I've trimmed it so that I've actually cut this window off because I wanted this word up here, so I trimmed it off here, and then everything fits the book and the owl. I did fussy cut out the owl, blue cardstock, and then some pop-ups, and I'm going to put him right back in place so there's a little bit of depth and height to this page. Then when we turn it over, I had this piece left over from a previous cut, and I wanted to use it in its entirety. So I took a piece of paper, 8 by 8, that had this design on it, and I cut it to fit in here, like so. All right. Now I'm going to kind of leave that sitting there for just a second. And then for this page, I used this piece. I fussy cut out the storefront looking like books, and we're going to put it right here as a tuck. And then when you turn this over, I have the matching piece on this side, and I used the third piece from this cut. I used it here for this pocket. Now from the front of the book, or I should say, where is it? This piece, backgrounds and sections, I cut out this piece and I'm using it to make my pockets. Now I will have one pocket will be on this side, and then the other pocket will be over here on this side. And then from the sayings and quotes page, I cut these two out, and each one will be put in the center of the pocket, and that will complete that. Now for here, I did go back to a fresh fussy cut sheet and cut out this book with the little door front, and it's just going to get taped solidly down or glued solidly down, just so that there's a nice little element here. I did cut out one of the bookmarks that says Treasure Island, mounted it on blue cardstock. It's going to go here, and then here is my lace. So let's get started. I'm going to start with this piece here. So let's do the pocket. If I can get this off of there, goodness. All right. This measures at 1 7/8. This is actually a strip of extra cardstock that I had, so I cut this to fit, and it will go right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this in. I want to make sure my video is still going. Yes, it is. I don't know what I did on that last build, but it stopped right at 14 seconds. Okay, and now I'm just going to peel off this tape. And then I'm going to tape it starting here at the corner. And line it up. Now I'll put down my ribbon first so that I can properly place the bookmark. Can I get in there? Let's try the other end. There we go. And I will start here at the top. Boy, that's some nice tape that's on that ribbon. It did not want to come off my scissors. All right, so let's see, where does this need to go? I'm just going to run it right up next to the ribbon, kind of center it. And then I'm going to glue this in. Oh, I know what I just forgot to give you a measurement. I do not know what to say about myself, I tell you. I think it's because I spend so many hours building and I don't worry about the measurements until I get here. All right, so the base page is at 7 1/4 across, and it is 7 3/4 in height. So 7 1/4 across, 7 3/4 in height. I already gave you the measurement for the pocket, and then this is just glued down, and this is glued down. So there is our base page. Now, starting with the right side, you will gather this piece of paper and this piece of paper. Now, when you trim this one to cut, start at the top, come down here, cut the excess off the bottom. That way you have the same ornamental design at the top and the bottom of the page. All right, so this piece is measuring in at 7 7/8, and there's a 1/2 inch score and a 5/8 score, and obviously it is 7 3/4 in height to match our book. So I'm going to bring this right up to that 1/2 inch score mark, and I'll show you. I mentioned it in a previous video that if you ever question where your 1/2 inch score line is, just stand this up straight and tall, then butt your paper right up to it, and you'll be in the perfect spot. Now I forgot to do something. Oh, goodness sakes. I am such a goof. I needed to actually trim this down about another inch. I didn't want it to go all the way across. So I'm going to slip this on my trimmer real quick. So we're going to lose an inch. I did not want it this big. So by the time we take that inch off of there, this is going to be at 6 7/8. Score marks are going to still remain the same. You got a 1/2 inch and a 5/8, but this piece is going to be 6 7/8. What that also tells me is I'm going to have to do some trimming to my pages. Let me get this lined up here, because I really only wanted it to come this far. So I'm going to start with the inside, and I'm going to remeasure. So I cut to fit, I line up to the gusset, and then I'm going to make my tick mark over here. That's where I will cut. And then I will re-ink this edge. And then this is going to go on this side. Now let me do this first. I really like this and this, so I'm going to cut this piece here short. Put my little tick mark right here. And then I'll get this trimmed. And I will re-ink. Okay, so those are reset. I'm going to put them to the side because what I need to do is get this piece on. And what I want to question myself is, this is the one that's going to come all the way over, I do believe. Let me just double check what I did here. Yes, this is a piece that will come a lot farther over. So this piece is measuring in at 7 7/8, and you have a 1/2 inch score and a 5/8 of an inch score. Now this is the side that we'll also put the magnet on because we need it here on this end of the panel, and it'll end up dropping in over here. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to stand this up so I know that I'm where I need to be on this. And then fold it over. And then we'll push back so that we can reinforce that 5/8 score line. And then make sure it's standing up straight. All right, so now I've got tape on my back side of my magnet. I'm going to make sure that my top and bottom pages are lined up straight, and then I'll push, do a little slide, the magnet comes right off. So I can go ahead and tape this piece in. Did I get this edge inked? I did. And because this is a fairly large piece, I am going to run a little bit of tape down the middle. And I'll take this strip out first. I'm going to line it up over here to this left-hand edge, and if I cut it right, it should just drop right into place. Okay, that looks good. Now, this piece here, I mounted it on white cardstock because I thought it would make this tuck a little bit brighter because there's dark against dark and I didn't want blue behind it. So that's why I have mounted it onto white cardstock. So I just ran a little bit of tape, 1/4 inch tape across the bottom. And then I'm just going to do my best to center it. And I'm running it right along this edge. Maybe think of it as a sidewalk or a road front, but I'll use this piece to demonstrate. So you've got a nice pocket and you still have a place where you can put a fairly large photo. So this piece in here, I'm just going to double check my measurement on it. We are good to go. I'm going to glue this one in. Wow, I'm going right off the page. Slow down, knucklehead. As you notice, I do like to talk to myself. Now, one of these corners had excess glue, so I'm going to go corner in so that I'm spreading the glue that way. And I think it's this one up here. All right, so then here's my pocket. I am going to run a little bead of tape, if I can find where I do. Well, there it is. Okay, so like I said, I took these and I cut them from that section that sits right in here on the main page of the collection. And I've rounded a 1/4 inch round on the corner, and it will come and sit right down here so that you're coming in from this side. It will help keep things from sliding out of the book, because if I was to put it over here, you tuck something in, then it could fall out. So I'm going to tape here and just a little bit here on the bottom. Just a little bit, not much. So we'll take this off. Come in about a 1/4 inch. Well, I did not line that up very well. What a silly being I am. That'll evaporate off soon enough here. And then we'll just put this right in place. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this little quote and saying. This one says, anything you can imagine, you can make it real. Okay, so that finishes this side. And the magnet is set. I love that click. So let's work here on this piece. Now it's going to be a bit of a delicate art because I can glue in these 2 panels. I'll just have to tape in this one so that if I ever have to get into there, that I can. Now I have pre-inked everything except for the inside edges here where they were trimmed. I just want to make sure that I'm getting. So this one here I'm going to glue down. So I'm going to take care, not glue, I'm sorry, I'm going to tape it down. So I'm going to take care of that right now, because then I can line everything else up to this one. Okay, so I've only taken off one end, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to line this up nice and straight. And then commit this end and commit where the tape is on the magnet, and then I can peel off the rest of it. All right, now I can glue in this. And then I'm just going to butt this right up next to this piece and lay it down. And then I'll glue in this piece. Okay. And we'll mount in our pocket. And then I'm going to tape down this one side. And I'll do a better job of mounting this one. And then this quote is, "Dream your dreams with open eyes and make them come true." Put it right here. All right, so we have our right side panel. This one's completely built. This is built. Now what we get to do is the front. I'm just going to take a stock of my measuring here, make sure it's correct. Okay, and then this is going to, oops. This will sit right in here just like that. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape the perimeter . And once I get this taped, I'm going to glue around the silhouette of where I cut that owl out. And then I will place it back on while the glue is wet. Once I get that set, then I'll pull the tape off. And I think I'm going to run just a smidgen of tape right here. As I put that down, it looked like I might need to do that. All right, so here we go. Just going to go right around this edge. Get that little dude. All right. Now I'm going to come over here where the tape is on my left hand and place it about where I think it should be, and then make my adjustments. And then I will squish all that glue into place. Okay. Everything is in its place. Let me cap off my glue real quick. And then pardon me while I strip my foam pop-ups. These things get everywhere. Lost track of where I was. All right, so what's important right now is this edge that I line it up, and then everything should just fall right into place. Perfect, look at that. Okay, let's grab some 1/2" tape and let's secure down the back of the book. Okay, it is book time. It will sit in right like so. And I'm going to try and put this in without having to turn it around. I am so leery of not getting them in straight. Okay. Let's go ahead and start peeling the tape off. Make sure my gusset's where it's supposed to be. Okay. Give that a good old burnish. All right. Hey, we made it through another one. All right, when we come back, we'll be finishing the book up here. I'll see you then.